Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus 56 wins in a row. Keep rolling, yeah. KWEVYXQ0 with a 4.24 damage stat. 11 rate of fire, little mini monstro action. Certainly not disappointed. This is a very good start. I have no idea how, if at all, we're going to use my only friend, best friend, whatever the heck it's freaking called. What I do know is essentially having unlimited bombs on the first 2 floors can only benefit you. I did almost say benefit. I apologize of all the ways to say the word wrong. Saying it in a way that sounds like the way a small child would pronounce the word certainly does the most damage to your argument. It undermines the original point of what you're saying to the highest degree. I mean, like, if you were arguing, it doesn't matter if you're the greatest Italian chef in the world. If you're having an argument and you go like, you can't put cream cheese on the Puschetti, everyone's gonna be like, this dude really said Puschetti. Are you kidding me? With like a P at the start? Are you insane? Where'd you learn to read? At the library? Okay, hold on. Take me down here. Oh, dude, a little tarot cloth action. Don't mind if I do. And a little emperor card. Well, not so much interested in that, but tarot cloth is insanely great. We might be looking at secret room access, like here. Or here. It's a weird room. You don't see this layout that much. Okay. Lucky us. Not so lucky us, but that's fine. That was our second secret room. Well, it's not going to be our secret room there. I'll tell you, Mini Monstro is actually like a really welcome damage upgrade in the early game. It's kind of welcome at like all times, but especially in the early game. I would well, I'm thinking, I'm like, would I save this bomb? I gotta think about it. Or this key, I should say. Kind of feel like it's worth opening, because we're gonna be able to be mad. Turns out I am, oh, that's not great. I'm not that pogged about that situation. It's alright. Number 2 is gonna do like some insanely great work for us. Halo's awesome. We'll head down to the next floor. I'm gonna be honest, like, it's not the best play in the world, but I think we should maybe just use our Emperor card right away. We're not going to end up holding this till the end of the game. And I'll just level with you. Why use the Emperor card? Because I have an appetite for great items. Okay? We ended up having a good run last time. But the items we got weren't really an enormous part of that, right? In the early game. At the late game, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to say the items weren't a part of your run, but I think you may understand at least the spirit of what I mean. This is more what I'm looking for, yeah. It's pretty good. So we'll definitely take Dark Judas. We'll definitely take Satanic Bible. We'll definitely yeet ourselves into the great wide open, a rebel without a clue. Respawn as Dark Judas. All of a sudden, stats are looking mighty nice indeed. And honestly, I think it was not guaranteed to work out this way, but using the Emperor card early now looks like a stroke of light genius, because we have more time to use Satanic Bible, and any Spirit Hearts that we get, we're not going to throw away to become Dark Judas. We're going to put them on top and append them to our Dark Judas situation here. So we definitely do want to get some keys. Secret room access to the item room might be possible. That was not good damage. If there is secret room access, it'd be right here. We're going to keep just pumping the number 2 out. Why not, right? I feel like that is the secret room. I still feel like that's the secret room. It's not. I'll be straight up with you, though. Like, we could lose this run, but it's so insanely great already. I don't think... even if we don't get to our item room or shop on this floor, which is actually the most likely scenario by far, I think now, oh, there's our secret room. Oh, never mind. We're definitely going to get to our... one of the two. We're definitely going to get to both of them. But I think we need nothing now to win. I honestly think we're already... We've crossed that, like, the 270 electoral votes needed to form an extra win on our streak. Sorry, I punched my microphone there. Okay. That doesn't even contribute to Bookworm, I think. Might as well start here. Two of spades. I'm actually really happy to see it. We've been light on keys. Infested, not so valuable, but we'll just move on here. I will say I'm not going to get into it, or I'm not going to get into the machinations of it at least, but we are having a provincial election, like for U.S. viewers, a state-level election in British Columbia. And I gotta tell you, at this point, I'm like, you know what? The thing I thought 2020 needed more of was politics. Look, I'm not trying to say people shouldn't talk about it at all. Nor am I even saying that I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm just making a joke about how, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. This is definitely not one of those years where, like, when I think of, like, 2015, I'm like, I don't really remember a whole lot that happened that year. We moved, I remember that. I think when I think back on 2020, I'm going to be like, which week? I will say there is some mercy in Canadian elections. The Canadian... I mean, it's all politics all the time because of the internet. But the 2019 Canadian national election, the federal election, the campaign was like 2 months roughly. So, you know, you kind of... Like, I don't mean to suggest that that's necessarily better than the American one, but, you know, been basically hearing about the, you know, 2020 American election since, you know, November 6th, 2016, basically. So, it just, at least it's refreshing in the sense that it feels like they're kind of, the campaign process is a little bit shorter, and then in BC, it's only going to be like 6 weeks long or something like that, which is like, it's fine. I'm just like, you know what, we'll throw some other stuff out here. Why don't we just do all the elections this year? Get them all out of the way. You're going to have the polling station set up anyway. I will say, and this is me acknowledging how lucky we are in this sense, but, you know, really, really kind of bonkers to do an in-person election when COVID's, you know, still popping off, and if anything in October will probably be worse, but we do have like a pretty robust early voting system here. Although voting in the last federal election via early voting took like 40 minutes, it'll probably take like 10 hours with the COVID protocols, but still, you know, we got a pretty good infrastructure for it here. Let me just see. I just want to see if we get more keys. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Just like at this point, I just see the news and I'm like, you know what? Just send it, dude. This is I think we should be trying everything out this year. This is like, it's our first year of college, right? You know, you don't want to flunk out, but you know, your grades don't necessarily matter all that much. Why not try some experiments? Why not try some bold stuff people have been talking about for a while?
I can see forever.
Doesn't matter. The points are made up anyway. By the way, it is still Monday. That's why I'm leading an anecdoteless life. You know, here's an anecdote people are probably definitely waiting for. If you didn't hear about it on the stream, that is. But I did indeed have my torso waxed. I'll give you some context. I am very hairy. My torso, for, you know, comparative purposes, I would say, like, when people talk about how hairy Steve Carell was in the 40-year-old virgin during the waxing scene, I kind of like needed people to explain the joke to me, because that's just how my torso has looked essentially since like the age of 17. For real, sincerely. So I'm at that level of like hairiness. And the thing that's messed up is that, you know, as a teenager seeing like Steve Carell be like, yeah, I'm like the hairiest guy I know, and I'd be like, well, you are also like in your early 40s, which is kind of like, you know, you've had time. I'm a teenager. All this stuff popped up within like the last 2 years. So it almost made me feel even worse. But anyway, I've come to terms with it a long time ago. I'm not sensitive about my my body hair at all. But I did, and people are very weird about this. But we did, you know, when you have a baby, you have skin-to-skin contact. And it's not like I was super worried about the baby choking on a chest hair or drumming on a street light. But, you know, it was like more, it's common courtesy, you know? If you're going to be held close to somebody, you know, they're going to have bigger things to worry about that day for sure. But at the same time, you kind of like rather not have them come out and be like, you know, immediately pushed into a forest of body hair. I don't know. That was the way I thought about it as well. I thought about it as like a good example of the golden rule. I feel like I wouldn't care, but I feel like there might be people out there who would care. By the way, people get very weird and defensive about this stuff, which is strange to me as like the hairiest person I know. But people are like, she wouldn't remember it. Yeah, but that's like a weird take. Like, I always think, like, what if you went under anesthesia, right? And you woke up mid-anesthesia in agony. I know this is a real thing for people, so I, you know, apologize if this particular conversation's bugging you. But then, like, you didn't remember it after you woke up. Did you still go through the trauma? Yeah, you know? I think so, at least. Not that this would be traumatic. But anyway, it was less like, oh, I'm worried about the safety, and more like, I don't know. And also, you know, it's just kind of a little gross, you know? Getting their little face smashed into the hair and stuff like that. I don't want my daughter to get, like, chest hair on her tongue. As a 0-day-old. Anyway, so, you know, I was like, don't worry about it, Kate, I'll just, like, trim. And then she was like, you know, why don't you do waxing instead? And it was actually, honestly, I have the counters to everybody's objection. People are like, why don't you just shave or trim? Well, trimming is the best choice for the person getting it done, but it does cut the hair at a sharp angle. Which means that, essentially, it's actually much worse, because instead of, like, a soft bed of chest hair, it's like, you've created, like, a Velcro chest. It would be like sandpaper on a young infant's face, right? And then shaving, I mean, you can get it right down to the skin, obviously, but you better have your timing right, because it's going to grow back, you know, in the same way. It comes back sharp. And it also comes back really quickly, so you better make sure your timing's right. Waxing gives you a little bit more lead time, and you're pulling the hair. This is the first time I've been waxed, by the way, but you're pulling the hair out at the root, more or less, so it comes back softer because it's not, like, with a sharp end. At least that's my understanding. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. I will tell you, if you are a hairy man and you're considering getting waxed, my suggestion to you is do not do it. Why? Well, here's the thing. If you're doing it for the exact purpose that I have out there right now, of like, you know, of humans' first interaction on planet Earth might be touching your chest, that's the situation where it may indeed be worth it. And Kate did a good job, don't get me wrong. It hurt like a son of a gun, but she did a good job. But if you're just doing it for, like, aesthetic purposes, I promise you that mid-waxing experience, you will be like, I should have just trimmed. Or even shaved, even if it was going to take longer. Because it is quite painful. I mean, some of those hairs have been there since, you know, high school, basically, but yeah, it was always weird, like, I don't know. People, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is what we get for tweeting things. Like, we tweet this stuff out because it'll be, like, entertaining. You're like, oh, maybe people will find it funny that, like, they can imagine their favorite YouTuber getting, like, waxed right now. A bunch of keyboard warriors very concerned with their machismo. So I get very concerned sometimes about the relationships that I feel like people on the internet have. There were more than one instance of people being like, I can't believe she managed to trick him into this. She just wanted to inflict some pain on him in advance of the birth. I'm like, what kind of... I mean, perhaps more accurately, instead of what kind of relationship are you in, it was more like what kind of weird, you know, like combative dynamic do you think relationships have where, you know, my wife of 6 years is gonna be like, I know what I really want to inflict physical harm on my husband, but I can't find a way to do it. I know, I'll trick him into getting waxed. You guys watch too much Prank versus Prank. I agreed to it, and more than agreed to it. I was like, I think this could be a good idea. Now, in hindsight, was it? There's yeses and nos. This is a tough choice. I think I'm just going to take the basic dog tooth on this one. It's not worth that much, but it's worth something. Las rags. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, you guys should concern yourself more with your own lives than with mine. Cavemen have been having babies for thousands of years with chest hair. No baby ever choked on the... Yeah, they're also, like, living in, you know, the Sahara Desert, you know? And people were dying all the time. I'm not saying that they're gonna die because of the chest hair. I'm just saying they had other problems. We're living a semi-charm kind of life, baby. Baby, we can concern ourselves with other stuff. Never try to make anything better at any point, because, you know, it was bad at one point and humanity's still here. What a weird logic to apply to everything. This is very strange to me. Also, I was like, why are you so defensive about it? It's my pain. I went through it, it hurt a lot, and when I got out of it, I was like, alright, well now I know what that feels like. I wasn't like, this is a betrayal on levels I've never before seen. It's just... I don't know, it's weird. Like, live your own lives. Or at least live vicariously through other people who aren't going to call you out in an Isaac episode. That's my 2 cents on the matter. Aren't there easier targets who will just roll over and be like, yeah, I'm stupid. That's where you should dedicate those efforts to. You don't want to be absolutely eviscerated in the marketplace of ideals by a superior rhetorician. Okay? That's all I'm saying. We're just looking out for you. No, you're not! I see your tweets when you're not looking. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. What a menacing Christmas song. I think a lot of Christmas songs don't really stand up to... you know, rigorous analysis. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. They named a road after Santa Claus? He flies. Doesn't make any dang sense. Unless it's like that's his runway where he pulls out in the North Pole. I just don't understand naming a road after somebody who flies. Can I also, I mean, I know this is a legend, or, sorry, but Santa Claus, okay? Flies, okay? Through the power of magic, oh, the reindeer, but the reindeer are magic. Just a little thought, you ever think about putting, like, maybe some wings on your sleigh? Like, I know that it flies via magic, but maybe it would be a little bit more magically efficient if you made an aerodynamic airfoil instead of flying a brick through the sky. I'm just throwing that out there as like a, you know, as a hypothesis. Like, I'm not suggesting that there's not magic involved. I'm mostly suggesting that, you know, even magic seems like it would still be subject to the... Alright, well, that's the first time we've used that effectively in a long time. And it was completely on purpose. Let me get this straight. Santa Claus flies through the air on a sleigh. I do not dispute it. I've seen it myself. However, you are telling me the whims of magic override physical laws. If that's the case, why, I ask you, does Santa Claus have an overweight BMI? Why doesn't he simply magic himself down to a svelte size? It does not make sense to me how some rules of magic override thermodynamics and some rules of magic do not. I ask you this. Does this not seem like insanity to you? I'm just saying, man. Say what you mean what you say. What am I talking about? I don't know. Any opportunity to use the Bernie impression is worth it, though. We've been working on our Bane impression, too. I don't have a cup here. Well, I have a cup here, but it's got some liquid in it, which I think might make it sound like Bane underwater. I think it's a really good Bane impression because there's an added layer of me having not seen The Dark Knight Rises since 2013 when it came out. So it's all from memory and also seeing other quotes online, but it's something like, "Your punishment must be more severe. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it. I did not see the light until I was already a man." Something like that. It requires a cup. That we lost it at the start of that impression, but I do think we kind of got it back by the end. Did not see the light until I was already a man. Something like there's the way Tom Hardy chews scenery in that movie is so funny to me. Anyway, so that's not the item we were looking for. Everything's fine on this run, but I will say I'm super stoked to have Dark Judas, because were it not for that, I think we'd be very disappointed with where we stand. I mean, again, what did I say earlier? Like, if you have Dark Judas, technically unlimited bombs, Satanic Bible, you're not losing the run. It's just a matter of how comfortable it'll be on the way. Bane should be in more movies. I get this is a real, like, hack late-night comedian bit, but honestly, that's, like, aspirational given where I currently am in my life. Hey, can you imagine, Bane in Forrest Gump? This is such a good late-night comedy bit. I hear you do a good impression of Bane. Oh, Conan, don't make me do it. No, I think the people want to see it, don't we, folks? And then if it wasn't on Zoom, they'd be like, woo! Alright, fine, but I need a cup. Alright, he needs a cup, ladies and gentlemen. He needs a cup. Sorry, I can't do it yet. I gotta find myself in a room of safety.
Mother always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Then they would lose their freaking minds. They would go insane. Mama always said stupid is as stupid does. That's not good. No, we're going too Shakespearean on that one. It's more Brian Cox. We need some more Tom Hardy. Mama always said. Okay, well, you know what? We need the cup. We need the cup. Now I'm picturing like a movie where a guy is famous doing like an impression, but he needs a cup to do it. And then before he goes on for his potential big break, somebody steals his cup, and then everyone's like, "Boo! Get off the stage!" And then you get there. You didn't need the cup. Maybe Kristen Wiig plays the love interest. You didn't need the cup. The impression was in here all along. Deckard Kane. It's Deckard Kane now. Stay a while. You've got quite the treasure there in that Horodric cube. Why would you bomb an open door, dude? So I'll tell you, get used to this. Gonna be doing a lot of this. Easy rooms where we kill them in one hit, no problem. Apart from that, we got 22 bombs. Gonna be doing a lot of room-to-room walking here. And bombing, for that matter. Ooh, baby. 2 keys. This one, what was that bomb for? Okay. This bomb wants to buy you flowers. That's what I said now. Dude, I got too many ideas percolating in my head that are all bad. Parry him or parry me. This is Gwyn singing Two Princes by the Spin Doctors. I'ma be the final boss till DLC. Manus, father of the abyss, go and find him now. He has a 5-hit combo that insta-kills you. Okay, we don't... Look, it's a weird intersection of 90s culture and Dark Souls fandom. We don't need to go there. We went there, but I don't mean on vacation. If any lyric from Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication speaks to you the most, like if it identifies you, what do you think it is? Are you a teenage bride with a baby inside getting high on information? Or are you teenage girls from Sweden dream of silver screen portation? Which one are you? Cobain, can you hear the words singing songs off station to station? I don't know where I am. Let me take a look at this for a second. Californication lyrics. What the heck is he talking about? No, not... Oh my god, I don't even want to talk this song. What is it? Travis Scott Houston Fornication? Californication lyrics. Are you the surgeon who's paid very well to break the spell of aging? Celebrity skin, is this your chin, or is that war your wage? I'll tell you, I am not a psychic spy from China trying to steal your mind's elation. Nor am I a firstborn unicorn, or the girl who is married to be a fairy to my world, be my very own constellation. Nor am I the star on the boulevard that is bought. Anyway, 2 Curse of the Unknown in a row. That's not ideal, but we're here. Mom transformation. Pick up the razor and get the mom transformation. Anyway, you get the idea. What a song, dude. Don't I tell you? So, Californication, the album, is probably like my very first favorite album that I can remember that I chose myself instead of just piggybacking off of my parents' music. And I think it's fine. Like, you know, it's not my style anymore, for sure. It's got some bangers, you know. Other Side, the music video where he looks like Chris Angel. Around the World, you know, didn't necessarily age that well towards the end of the song, but it's got a booty 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 booty. However, I'll tell you, the Californication music video blew my mind. At the time, I was like, these are photorealistic graphics. I wish I was lying. I really do. Can I tell you, I'm slightly apprehensive about this run. I think we're completely fine, but 2 Curse of the Unknowns got me feeling a certain kind of way. I also should remember, I do have Lazarus Rags. So we shouldn't really face any real strife. If we die, we come back once. With anemia! Alf's back. In an iron-deficient form. Anyway, don't get waxed. Unless you're doing it for the same reason I am, in which case it's still probably unnecessary. I promise you. Any other hair removal, system will be preferable. It hurt a great deal. For you. No, for me. That one was for me. Absolutely. But again, some of those hairs, like, they were grandfathered into the organization, you know? You know, they'd lived there as long as I have. It wouldn't be the same without them. I will say my shirts feel much colder as a result of this, which is a positive thing. Because I don't live in the real part of Canada that's starting to get chilly. It's still, like, quite nice here. Hey, how dare you? Alright, we should be free. Let me out, no void fight. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. 57 in a row, and I'll see you next time. See ya!